And we are live. Very happy to be here. Very happy to talk to many people. And very, very excited for today's show. It's going to be crazy, no?
And coming live all the way from Polish Irish. And it is very happy to see you. Right, there we go. Boom, boom, boom. What's it be? What's it be? What are you doing? What's happening? 2021, motherfuckers. Yeah, we made it through 2020. Are we the better for it though? Who the fuck knows?
Yeah, people thinking that 2021 is going to make everything all better.
Yeah.
Looks like
this year is going to be any better. It's going to be the accumulation of fucking all last year's efforts are going to just fucking flash to the forefront. Here we go. I'm just going to pop a link for anyone who wants to jump in. Throw it on the old Facebook. So, what's happening, Red?
with me or with life in general?
Well, let's start with you and work our way back to the good stuff.
Well, I'm as good as the rest of the world, so that doesn't shine much light or hope upon.
So your whole existence is fake and a hoax?
Pretty much, yeah, according to science.
Makes sense. So 4,000 new cases today or something they're saying?
Shock horror.
Cases of what, might I ask? Cases of what? The sniffles?
Well, I mean, luckily there's no flu anymore, so there's that.
Right. What's it, AIDS then, is it?
You got it. Not HIV, but full-blown. Yeah, that's fucking ridiculous. Like it's people still fucking tripping. I think this is because suck a dick. I'm sick of fucking having these bleeding arguments now at this stage. The people are just fucking stupid. They're just stupid. I mean, as I made a point earlier on, they're giving it out saying it's the anti-maskers' fault, and I pointed out that anti-maskers don't go and get tested. So every one of those 3,000 cases today are all mask wearers.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if you're still wearing a mask and still testing positive, what does that tell you? What does it tell you? You dickheads, absolute dickhead. What does that tell you? If people are wearing masks and they're going and getting tested and they're coming up positive, seriously, what does that tell you? Like?
Well, we know for the fact that the tests are bunk. They're not fit for purpose. They're too sensitive. They're picking up all sorts. And I mean, at this time of year, of course, there's going to be lots of viruses and stuff like that floating around. It's cold. It's wet. It's windy. It's, you know what I mean. People are run down generally. There's not lack of sunlight.
Lack of exercise.
People aren't able to get exercise or anything now because they've shut everything down. So yeah. You're going to have lots of things flying around. People are normally sick this time of year. This is probably the first Christmas in quite a while that I haven't had something. You know, Last year I had fucking COVID or whatever.
I woke up with a bleeding my tonsil or my glands. I get swollen glands like twice a year.
Yeah, my stomach and all last year. I remember being in bits Christmas Day and all. I literally thought I had appendicitis or something for about 2 or 3 days. I was in bits. But every year would have something, and this year, fucking skipping around.
Yep.
Skipping around the place, you know what I mean? And people will tell you, well, that's because people are social distancing and blah, blah, blah. It's no, because 9 months ago when all this shit started, I started fucking taking vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, trying to eat healthier, trying to exercise more, you know what I mean? Being aware of, right, I don't want to be fucking sick now because if I get sick, I'm going to have to miss work. Or probably, you know, cunts will want to start getting tested. You know, all the nonsense is like, I don't want to be in that where I have to go into a hospital surrounded by these quacks that are fucking doing TikTok dances. I don't want to have to rely on that, you know what I mean? So,
especially have to go to Beaumont where the nurses are cunts as well. Like,
man, the story.
Like, I mean, that's the same. People all just clapping for the HSE. Have you ever dealt with the cunts? Like, they're not heroes. They're fucking shy bags.
Come here,
shy bags. They're ignorant.
Little story, right?
Shy bags.
Right at the start of this, my sister was telling me she works in a chipper, and she got a phone call one day, and it was like, "Do you want to donate for the heroes or something like that?" And she was like, "Sorry, what? Do you want to donate to the heroes?" She's like, "What heroes? What are you talking about? The frontline workers. Do you want to donate to the frontline workers?" And she said, like, it was the most snotty, arrogant person on, like, it was a midday phone call. The chipper hadn't opened or whatever. You know what I mean? She was like, what? Who's this? And it was real snide, like, "Are you not going to feed the heroes?" Like, she's like, "Well, no, that's not our policy. Like, we're not giving out free food or whatever."
Oh, we feed them all right, but
You
they
know
pay
what I
like
mean?
everyone else. Like,
and literally it was like, "Right, go on, so," and they hung up. It's like they were fucking ringing around places looking for food for doing their TikTok dances. Now, we know back in March and April, there did seem to be a spike of some sort. We could get into it. We got into it.
but that's because they were keeping people in with COVID at the start. That's what it was like.
It was
Now
all
everyone's
people
getting
in
told.
nursing. Like, you go back looking at the data, and everyone fucking died either in a nursing home or in the hospital. Like, there was nothing, you know what I mean? But the hospitals weren't overrun or nothing like it. They, you know yourself, they had the whole of City West never used the bed. The Beacon Hospital and all the other private hospitals never used the beds. You know what I mean? This time around,
No, Tera. See, this is all in case. This is to avoid it.
oh yeah, of
It doesn't
course.
matter that they weren't and they haven't ever been. It's
The
to
fact that the
avoid it.
cunts
That's
haven't, like, there's not one thing they predicted have come true to this point. Not one thing. McConkey, Luke O'Neill, you go to fucking UK, you have them clowns over there, fucking Ferguson and all. 50 million dead, 500 billion dead, whatever. Well, that's what the stats said. That's what our fucking algorithm said. You were lying. All of it was wrong. Nothing has been right. And all these quacks in the fucking hospitals now, they're the worst, because they literally, look, they're working there. They know quite well what they've been, dealing with every winter with flus and stuff like that. They know the situation, they know the scenario, and they know this year is not the same. There's cunts going in taking videos of empty hospitals. There's
and
people,
they get dragged out of the gas for it as well.
yeah. Well, that's in the UK, but I'm sure we're not far off over here. But then you have the scenarios where people are waiting on fucking critical treatment and they can't get into a hospital. They can't get in, and the places are empty. And then these cunts will be telling you we're nearly at breaking point. Nearly at breaking point of what? Like,
but here's what's funny as well.
Personal best dance record. What are you talking about? Like,
there's a guy now. I know somebody that quite close to me. That is, well, basically, had a cancer scare, and when she was getting on asking why can't they get in, she was told that none of the consultants are in. The consultants aren't going in, so these heroes are just not showing up, like, and they're using the COVID thing to stay at fucking home, like, at the risk. Again, they're talking about heroes and they're talking about like anti-maskers being selfish, and you've got these qualified people to save people staying at home to protect themselves.
You'll get them on the blower or something.
Because they're protecting themselves.
Yeah.
But we're all selfish because they're not helping other people. It's fucking, it's mad.
At this stage, anyone who is still following the government propaganda, like, my opinion on it will go, you're trusting these cunts that bury babies in septic tanks, that covered up cervical screening cancer, fucking the false report or the false test that they got, and then covered it up, knowing that women were going to die because of what happened, and
then awarded the cunt responsible to it with the fucking key to the city, like.
They're trying to say he's a hero. Like, you trust these people, but now they're all right. Now, in any walk of life, if I fucking misplace my trust of you on something serious, some issue that comes out and you find out and you're like, man, you fucked me over with that. You don't come back a couple of years later and go, man, you're a hero, this, that, and the other. It's like, no, you've lost.
Imagine how the victims of the cervical cancer are feeling when it happened, and then they had all the support and sympathy of the nation, and all these people have completely fucked those people over.
Your abuser coming back out and being lauded as a hero.
Yeah, and all the people who hated them now are like, they've forgiven them. Like, they've forgiven them, like, do you know what I mean? And it's fucking shocking.
Not forgiven, Red. Forgotten.
No, well, they've forgiven him as well because
I've said it to so many people when they, like, be bouncing around work and you'd be chatting to someone and they'd be like, "Oh, Tony Hoolan, he's so good," and I'd be like, "Tony Hoolan, that scumbag that covered up the fucking cervical cancer, that guy? Oh, was that him? Like, what? You don't know that was him? Oh no, Jesus, I never knew that was him." So a lot of people don't know. They know cervical cancer scandal. They know hepatitis B scandal. They know stuff in with the HSE and all, but they don't know the specific names of the people involved. They know them now because they've been elevated to hero status. But before then, they were just part of a report. They didn't take in the name unless it was Bertie.
Okay, but those lads that you've told haven't changed their mind.
Well, I don't know because
they wouldn't have. I'm telling you, they wouldn't have. They'll still go off and
probably not.
They'll still follow all their guidelines and they still follow all their nonsense. And this is even just by following their guidelines.
Yeah.
To a T, you're honouring that person and shitting all over the people that died of cervical cancer.
Literally Stockholm syndrome.
And can I also say as well, not only the people who died of cervical cancer previously, all the people that are going to die of cervical cancer. All you pro lockdown and fucking pro maskers, yous are like, if I'm responsible for the COVID deaths, you're responsible for every single death that comes after this through cancer and unchecked cancer and unchecked fucking
argument for people saying, if you don't wear the mask, you obviously want to kill old people, like you're trying to murder people. Well, if that's the case, you're literally admitting that for the last 5 or 10 years, you were killing people from spreading flu when you didn't stay home and you were sick.
The flu's never killed anybody, Tera. Never killed anybody. Yeah. And then, I remember having a night with that person saying that, and and the person's was saying like, yeah, but those people that died of the flu, they were all sick already and were going to die anyway.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
can you mention
just like COVID, and they're like, no, COVID is killing them. I was like, these are all end-of-life patients and stuff like that, and really, like, immune-compromised people.
You can't have it both ways, Red, because in one breath they're saying, COVID is what killed them. They would have lived if it hadn't been for COVID. And then they're vaccinating people and they're dying then within a couple of days or a couple of hours. And they're saying, oh no, well, these were end-of-life people that were dying anyway. So you can't say that it was the vaccine that caused. You can't have it both ways. You can't.
No, you can because the Irish people are willing to bend over and swallow this shit.
That's cancel culture in a nutshell, isn't it? It's like, no, when I say it, it's cool, but when you say it, no, that's wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you're in it's a death spiral, and I think society as we know it is in a fucking death spiral, really, isn't it?
Yeah, the Irish are just it's almost at a stage where I'm embarrassed to be Irish.
It's not just the Irish, it's everywhere, like the world.
No, I know, but the Irish used to never. I mean, I was actually watching Reading in the Ears not long ago, and you want to see the protest over the hike in milk prices by 2 pence or something like that, like. There was fucking thousands of people out because they didn't take shit back in the day. Nowadays, look at us. That's the saying. The Irish lost the fight when the British left. And sure, even look at the shit that's going on in Blanchardstown right now. 10, 15 years ago, all those scumbags at that shop shouting, "I hope you die, white bastards," would have been butchered there and then by the lads 10, 15 years ago. Nowadays, they've carte blanche to walk around and run amok, and we're the lads. What are you doing? Listen, I understand. Can I just say I understand about the protesting part. If you want to protest because some scumbag got fucking shot, fair enough. That's your prerogative. Be wrong all you want, but when you start attacking women and kids, that's when the lads have to step in and say, "Well, hold on a second. If you're going to think you have carte blanche to attack women and kids, then we have carte blanche to attack yours, and we will. And there's more of us. Like." They're severely outnumbered. Where is it gone?
I don't necessarily agree with that whole sentiment because it's clearly scumbag yumpers floating around.
Yeah, exactly. So sort of the scumbag. I'm not saying going every
you have people who are families, and some of them are like most of them are probably first generation, but you might see some second generation or whatever. But you don't have whole families going around saying death to whiteys in there. You know
no, what I mean? I'm not saying, but I'm not saying attack every single fucking black person you see. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you see those people.
No, I'm not saying they attack any black people.
No, I am. No, I am saying attack. I'm saying see those people because they're mostly listen. They're mostly black people at these protests that are they're not in protest. They're just it's just thuggery.
Oh, geez, I have to severely agree with you here, Red, because there will be a lot of genuine.
Yeah, but I'm not saying go after them. I'm saying see the people that are at the shop, the people that are at the shop, banging down the things, the people that are fucking out there and attacking people.
Really, that was a roving gang of rioters that were doing that.
Exactly. So get down and make sure it stops. It doesn't matter. That's what I'm saying. Get down and stop it. It doesn't like I'm not saying you get down and do what they do.
What will happen, I think, is there will be a natural. Like if that's just a reaction and it happened and it's clamped down on and that's the end of it, you know what I mean? But there has been issues. Everyone kind of knows. They've heard the stories for a while now. There's been gangs floating about Balbriggan and Blanch and fucking attacking local people and all that sort of shit. You hear it, fucking 40 lads on a bleeding train or whatever. But it's scumbag young fellas. We were scumbag young fellas.
But Tera, the difference this is what I'm saying. When we were doing it back in the day, we didn't get away with it. If I went up to Blanch,
this is where I'm going to go. The problem now is the establishment is clearly moving towards some sort of change in policy in terms of they're looking for this socialist or.
I get look at it, but see, separate that shit. No, but again, separate that shit.
They're giving them the allowance then to go and cause this trouble under the guise of equality.
Exactly. So what I'm saying is, you're gone.
You're still there.
You back?
No, now you're gone. Put your hand up if you're still.
Yeah. No, but see what I'm saying, you're talking about the politics and the bureaucrats and the Garda side of it. Like as you're saying, back in the day, we did it. And we did. I'll hold my hand up and say we used to go around causing rampage. But if we walked into, back in the day, if we walked up to Finglas and started that shit, the lads on Finglas would be out and fighting us. They'd be out fighting us. You go to Ballymumford and knock, you get a knock. But these lads are like the lads in Blanch now are not. I'm not saying go around and attack every single black person. You see, I'm not saying that. I'm saying you see those people that are there that are causing that attack that woman.
Yeah.
Why are they? Why are you not getting watching that video, gathering the lads up and heading down with fucking 40 or 50 of you? Why aren't you doing that?
There's a serious disparaging issue where, like, there seems to be this growing attitude, and it's being pushed by certain elements of politics in Ireland, like the likes of Paul Murphy and all these people. They're jumping on this bandwagon, this loony left, fucking your one Rachel Chew, race baiting and all. It's this. We can silence our opposition if we promote this angle, because if anyone opposes what we're saying, we can play the race card. We can play.
Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? That's what I'm saying. Like,
people that in Ireland, I think Irish people will be tolerant to a certain degree. As you see over the last few years, we've brought in.
Like back in the day, we were tolerant to a certain degree. Now we're over tolerant. Now we've got pussies. Like.
Yeah, but tolerant to a degree, it's like we brought in policies for gay marriage and stuff like that. Very, very, progressive in terms of the rest of Europe and the rest of the world. We'll tolerate a lot, but there'll be certain things where you'll push a boundary and people will say, right, that's it. I've had enough. I'm not fucking taking that anymore. And yet, I'm kind of seeing attitudes and people are like, nah, this is the wrong one. Like, this guy is not. He's not the martyr you're going to hope it's going to be. It's going to backfire on you. And it seems to be backfiring quite a bit on. You're seeing a lot of these early supporters, say politicised supporters, that are trying to distance themselves from it. They're dipping back into the COVID stuff now because they know, shit, I'm not going to garner the support I thought I would get by saying, well, the police should have done better, they should have done this, they should have done that, because everything that's coming out is saying this guy was a scumbag of the highest order. What he was doing was he was literally on a Grand Theft Auto fucking rampage, floating around, stabbing at people, attacking them, trying to rob post offices, trying to rob spars, not fucking listening to guard. He was being tased. He was probably out of his head on drugs because they apparently tased him a couple of times and it had no effect on him. He started swiping at Garda with machetes and all. they realise that they backed the wrong thing, and I think it's backfired. And you're only
but that's on the politics side, Tera. I'm not talking about that. Like most of the lads, the boys don't delve into politics. So again, 15, 20 years ago when we were down there, when that was us down there, we didn't care what fucking Sinn Féin and Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael were saying. You know what I mean? We would have handled that shit.
No, I get what you're saying. That the lads floating around rioting think they can smash the place up.
Yeah.
Threatening
because they
Irish
can.
people.
No, not threatening. They beat up a fucking 62-year-old woman.
Yeah.
They on film. They beat up a 62-year-old woman, and the lads are Blanch are sitting back there going, "I'll put up a Facebook status now and disagree with it."
Yeah,
Get down there and slaughter every fucking one of them. And I don't care. And again, it's not a race thing, because if they're white people that are doing it as well with them, batter them as well.
Yeah, right. Batter
them as well.
Take your. I wouldn't say personal bias. Take your opinion out of it, right? If a load of lads went down and smashed up a load of black lads now, right, and it was all content video and all, can you imagine?
Who gives a fuck?
I know you're saying who gives a fuck, but take your side of the opinion out of it, and from a neutral perspective, imagine how bad that looks and plays out. Because you know for the fact that the Garda probably
Who?
Red.
Look at
the shitstorm that it's caused already. A guy.
No, I understand that, but it looks bad to who?
Wheeling maniac went on a rampage, and he's being played as a hero in the fucking news. What do you mean? Like, if a load of white lads go down and smash a load of black lads up, how do you think that plays out across the news?
Okay, no, there you go. Well, then I'll flip that for you. He's being portrayed as a hero on the news, and what's everyone saying about that? That's bollocks. So exactly. So all the lads, so everyone's going to know that these cunts that are going around causing rampages, putting up text saying they're going to stab people.
They're literally rewriting history as we speak with all this COVID shit. You know what I mean? So history will favour the fucking lawyers.
No, but I'm not saying. I don't care about what they're doing.
No,
that's what I'm saying. That's irrelevant to the point.
Take that attitude out of it. Take a step back. Take a non-partisan fucking viewpoint of it.
No, I am being non-partisan, because I'm not thinking of left or right wing here. I'm talking about there's a bunch of lads going around attacking 62-year-old fucking women, and you do not sit back and allow that. You don't have to terrorizing people in a shop. I mean, those people that are in the shop, they're being called white bastards and told they hope they die. They didn't do anything.
Yeah,
so why are they not sitting back and
exactly just in the spar where your man went crazy and tried to kill a load of people? Like
exactly. So again, if that happens and a bunch of lads from, say, not Blanch, because they've clearly lost their balls. Let's say loads of lads from Finglas and the surrounding areas say, "Joe, what, fuck this," and they head up there tomorrow and 40, 50 of them, and they batter them all.
That's what happens.
No, listen. Let me finish the sentence. Yeah. If that happens, right, all that like a bunch of other lads go down, show up, slaughter them all, and the news portrays it. Everyone, like with the other people, are going to be saying, "They deserved it. They've been going around doing it," because as you're saying, everyone knows about it. 40 of them on a train head. Everyone knows about it.
Then again, you say everyone knows that this COVID shit is nonsense, but then they don't. So that straight away that'd be portrayed as
but this is different. This is a different thing.
But it would be, because they're still saying the Garda racially fucking murdered the guy. It was a racial attack.
No, they are. They are.
And there's enough of them. There's enough of these crazy left loons that'll fucking support it. And the other thing that's annoying the fuck out of me, and this is annoying me probably more than anything else, even more than fucking 60-year-old elves getting attacked and all, is that the government haven't come out and condemned these rioting lunatics running around breaching. No, not even the rioting part, the breaching of COVID guidelines.
Exactly. So what we found out right now, which is quite clear, the Garda and the politicians aren't going to do anything about it. So who does that leave? It leaves the lads from around the way.
The boys,
but it does though. Anto and John and all the boys have to go up there and slaughter them all.
They
don't care if they get fucking.
I hope the Garda go in.
But
if they need to be heavy handed,
the Garda went in and ran off because we're getting bricked.
Because where it goes from here, there's only dark and destructive places. Because there are a lot of lads out there that would be probably of our age and have families and shit like that, but that are still nut jobs. And you know what I mean? You start calling these boys back out of retirement, there won't be for fucking a pretty one, you know what I mean? It'll be for all sorts.
No, I understand that, but they might fucking have to, because this is what I'm saying. Waiting on the guard, waiting on the government, you're not going to get anything out of that. If they're not being chastised for what they're doing, they're going to keep doing it. And what do we have to wait for someone to be killed by them all to then go, oh right, this is enough, maybe now we should fucking act on it?
But one thing I will say is how your man's brother gets away with putting a contract and calling for the murder of the guard that pulled the trigger, and how he's still walking around is beyond me. Because I know if I made a fucking threat to any guard, and I'm not even calling this a white or a black issue, but if I...
No, it is now, because it's a PR thing.
Like that to a guard, I guarantee, if I even done it on Twitter or something, if I was to write on Twitter that guard should be shot in the head or whatever, something like that, like, I'm sure I'll get a fucking phone call or a fucking knock on the door, or, you know what I mean? Without a doubt, I would.
Well, if you get pulled over by the guard at a checkpoint and you tell them to fuck off, you get arrested. Do you know what I mean? Like, but I guess now you can say, I'm going to put a contract on you and have you terminated. Officer. That's fine. That's capital punishment. You know what I mean? That's like threatening a guard. That's literally the only thing in Ireland that you'd fucking get life imprisonment for. Murder, the threaten the murder and murder on a guard, like, as you well know. And you get away with it, and those lads that are rioting will get away with it, and those lads that are getting away with it because they're not going to do anything about it. So where the fuck are the lads in Blanch? That's all right. That's all I want to know. Where are you?
All these people out here supporting Sinn Féin and the likes of it that think Sinn Féin would be any better than government. Sinn Féin are a part of this movement.
Did you see the old guy shared actually earlier?
What?
You know, Sinn Féin back in the Black Lives Matter. For sure, they've been taking this since the 70s.
Oh, yeah, I did see that, yeah. And they have been. But look, it's like the reason I put up my post that I did, I was kind of looking for people to have a go, because straight off the bat you could see it for what it was. The video and everything shows you, look, it's a horrible scenario without even knowing the backdrop of what your man had done. You can't have a knife or a machete in your hand and lunge at a guard, no matter how big a scumbag they are. Like, I would very rarely take the side of any guard.
Oh yeah, I hate the guard. But you are correct.
The shit that they done during the water protests, the fucking shit that they've done over the years to me and people close to me, and I've witnessed them try to set people up, smashing pieces.
I got battered by the guard loads of times.
Numerous times.
I can tell you loads of poxy guards. Like, I do not like the guard. And it actually pisses me off that I have to back them up here. But yeah, correct on what they did.
It's almost like, you know, when you find yourself agreeing with Piers Morgan or something, a prick like that. You're like, oh, I hate to say it, but I actually agree with this dickhead here. That's what I felt like when I was writing it. I was like, I can't come to any other conclusion other than you forced this. The guy that had to do what they done. You fucking lunged at one of them with a fucking machete. And then you start finding out the cunt's been on a rampage for hours and they tried to take him down with pepper spray and fucking non-lethal rounds. And yeah, it's like there's literally no argument to be made. And to see the hullabaloo made out of it, and they're trying to compare it to George Floyd, who, in my opinion, he was another scumbag as well.
But no, see, the reason they're trying to do that is because they're so fucking desperate to be like America and to find this racism that doesn't exist. It doesn't exist.
Literally, in Ireland, they're so desperate to find one single small ounce of inequality or racism to dive on that they've literally picked the only thing that's happened, and it's the worst fucking pick you could have had. Like, you backed the horse, and before it got out the slots, it slipped, it fell over, the jockey fell off, and the rest of the horses are gone. You picked the fucking dud here, and they're still clinging to it. Yeah, and because again, this is they're so desperate to find this systemic racism. Like, systemic racism. You're brought in and given a gaff that's nicer than mine, and probably a free fucking car, like. Do you know what I mean? Like, where's this? Like, and most people around that way, they're grand. Like, live and let live. We're on the live and let live, buzz. Yous are on the fucking shite talkers at best, but like they're not fucking systemic racism, fucking, you know, orientated at all. Like, say some inappropriate shit. That's about it.
Do you know, there hasn't even been black people in America, in Ireland, enough for long enough for it to be systemic racism.
There you go.
They're literally, and there literally hasn't. There's been black people in here for a long time, but in dots around the place. You know what I mean? But now there's a lot of people now.
Is it youthful aggression that's been misdirected? This is what I'm saying. This is why I feel like the political parties are trying to seize upon this youthful movement. This place youth. What have the youth, and like you spend the last 9 months to a year of young people's lives being destroyed by this stupidity. Like, it's the young people suffering the most. They can't go to school. They're not allowed to hang out with their friends. They're not allowed to play sports. They're being victimized every time they have a few drinks or they go to a party or something like that. Shit that we all done for years and years and years. And now a fucking young that does that, or a few people do that, and it's like, you scumbags, you are going to be responsible for this, blah, blah, blah. Is it this built up fucking anger? And it's just looking for a purpose, a reason, a fucking movement, something to get behind to fucking smash the place up. But it's being directed in the wrong place, and it's being directed by the hands of the fucking cunts who have implemented the whole fucking scenario on top of them to begin with. The cunts stopping them from going out now. It's politicised. You have these Paul Murphys who's begging for the country to be locked down. In the same breath, he's pushing this aggression towards Irish people, this attack on between this divide. He's pushing this divide. People like him. Do you think that's fucking? It's not really that black people want to attack white Irish or white people, and it's just this built-up aggression, and they're looking for someone to fight. And it didn't matter whether your man went around trying to stab everyone and batter his board with a hammer. They're just looking for some outlet for their anger.
I get that. But it's still, you don't attack a 62-year-old fucking woman. You don't.
But then again, I knew scumbags that done that back in the day as well.
And did you get away with it?
Yeah, absolutely, all the time.
You're from Coolock, because the lads in Coolock that were doing that sort of shit were getting fucking. But
they didn't do it to the old ones around our area. You know what I mean? You know yourself. You don't do it. You don't shit in your own doorstep.
But they are. That's what I'm saying. They are. Exactly. Yeah. And this is my point. And again, if anyone's watching this and you want to go, oh, look at Red being racist, I'm not being racist. What I'm saying is what's happening now should happen with what happened 15, 20 years ago. Because it happened to us. Like if we, as I said, if we went out the bleeding fingers at Ballymun, loads of us
wouldn't do it again.
There was a knock. Well, we wouldn't do it again, but there was a knock. You know what I mean? Like, and same way, if we're there and we get told, here, look at, there's a load of lads from Kilmore or Ballymun or whatever around the field there, bleeding, blah 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 blah. With 20 of us running around that field, to fucking, what are you doing around here? Do you know what I mean? Like, so if we're willing to fight for that, and here you have these guys that are going around smashing the place up, and then putting up. Now again, I don't know how true the text messages are and all that stuff, but if they are. Do you know what I mean? If they are.
Yeah, well, a lot of them text messages, that's all just fucking hot air.
But it does.
Like you see in the text messages, and the next breath is, I'm down to me last joint. Can you drop off and I give you that money and all? These are nobodies. You know what I mean?
I understand that. But again, think about it. If it was the reverse, if it was the reverse, and it was a load of lads from Blanch planning to go down and slaughter these lads, it would boost proof of racism. Oh, here's these messages. Oh, that's just see. It's constant. My thing is, again, people are gonna say I'm racist. I'm not. I'm an equality. Like, I'm about equality. I treat everyone the same. And I just think because you're black, you don't get to get away with shit just because you're black. I don't care about fucking. I don't care. Like, if you're gonna do that and you're gonna go around and you're gonna rampage, if you're willing to do it, you're willing to take it. Because again, I'm no angel. Trust me, I'm no angel. When I was a young fella, I was a prick, fighting all the time, joyriding, selling drugs, did it all. But if I ever got caught, jumped on, bashed over that, like, I took it, because that's what you expect.
You should have cried racism, Red. Ginger.
Redism, I should have called redism. Is it because I was ginger? Like, no. But you know what I mean? Like, and that's the same. Like, but this whole thing, they can do what you want, and anyone that says that means that you're racist.
It's a sorry situation, but like. Again, what annoyed me was the way RTE were presenting, and they had like Black girl on saying, he was the nicest guy ever and all, and it's like, man,
his girlfriend attacked the hammer.
Yeah. Like, come on.
And then the brother are up there saying about killing and terminating the cop. Like, we're supposed to believe that he's a lovely people. Like, again, if that was white people doing that, we'd be going, you're clearly a scumbag. If you're out on bail for beating your girlfriend up with a hammer.
You know yourself, if it was a head up and Coolock or something like that that done this, you'd find it very hard to even get a quote off anyone to say, oh, he was a nice guy, he wasn't. They'd be like, I'm not going, he was a nutjob. I'm not going to the newspaper and saying, yeah, he was a scumbag going around battering everyone. Like, but you can clearly tell on the other side, it's this PR campaign. So it's just lies upon.
Well, no, I even get the saying that he's a nice fella, because I know a load of scumbags that are bang on. Like, I went to school with Robbie Lawler. He was sound. I grew up with him, like, you know what I mean? He was bang on, like, and anytime I seen him throughout, I seen him throughout, all right, Ray, was the crack story, Robbie, I still didn't blah, 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 blah. Grand chats and all. Psychopath. Absolute psychopath. But
I get what you're saying. I know plenty of lads like that as well.
This is what I'm saying. Like, so that
would say to me, that cunt, like, made my childhood a living hell, and I'd be like, yeah, I thought he was all right.
Exactly. That's what I mean. So I'm not even arguing that they're you know, saying that he was a nice fella and all. He probably was a nice fella to his family. Not his girlfriend.
I suppose.
Not his girlfriend or his neighbours or his community or the people who took him in as a refugee. Not like that, but
it's not RTE the way that they're trying to present it. They're literally they're only showing one side of it, and it's a glaringly obvious fucking biased, unrealistic, made up side. You know what I mean?
But that's RTE for you. They've always been like that. RTE are the biggest fucking.
What did you think of the Waterford Whispers thing on RTE for New Year?
I thought it was fucking gas.
The only thing that
was hilarious.
He threw it on, and it was like, no, turn that off, because RTE have been presenting the opposite side to that all year long. For them now to come back and do satire on all of it. Now, I didn't see the God stuff, the paedophile stuff. It was all.
It was funny. Basically, what he was saying was God raped Mary.
No, what I'm saying is the part of what I seen was all the COVID stuff, and they were doing satire on it, and I'm like, you cunts, you breach fucking lockdown, you preached about fucking lockdown, and then you breached it, and you've been fucking hitting people with propaganda all year long, and now you're going to put on a segment that's satire about it all. Fuck off, get that thing off the telly. Me bollocks. Now the stuff about God, not, it's like, I don't care.
No, right now I'll say that, right? I'm an atheist, right? So comedy, that's why I can laugh at it.
But in comedy, everything is fucking fair game.
Well, no, right. What I will say is, right? What I will say is,
anything, everyone's fair game.
Yeah, no. What I will say is, though, right? I thought just like I don't think the fact that I'm atheist actually matters. I just thought the whole God raped Mary thing. I just thought it was a chuckle, like. But I can see why people are mad, because there's no way they would do it about. Yeah. Islam or whatever. Exactly. And that's where I draw my line, is like, well, okay, RTE, you have the boss to do it, fine. Look at I'm with you. Now do Islam.
Yeah, now do that.
Oh, and that's the only issue I have is the
you see what happened in France and like cunts getting their heads chopped off and all, like. But then again, it'd be the same would happen here. It'd be just like, oh well, obviously the guy who got his head chopped off was racist, so it's cool. You know what I mean? Like that. Like
I think people go, the funny guy who chopped his head job vote for RTE, so it's cool. Like they'd be more like that. Like,
nah, well, come here. It's this cancel culture whole scenario again. It's like, oh, we can say it's cool, but if you say it can't. So I don't mind. Take the piss out of fucking God and all that. Have at it. If it's funny, brilliant. If it's not funny, okay.
Look, I got a chuckle of it. But
yeah. All right, now. It was the other stuff, all the COVID stuff, and I'm like, you cunts have been pushing this thing 24/7, terrorizing people. Like, there's ones out there who are literally terrified. They think millions and millions of people are all going to die in Ireland from COVID, and then you do a satire on it.
Yeah,
you can't do. You know what I mean? For me, stick to one side. Put like Waterford Whispers, cool. Let me check it out online. I don't want to see it on RTE. You know what I mean? You can't play both sides of it. Like, for me, you can't play both sides of it, and that's an area. You can't be the propaganda machine and then take the piss out of your propaganda machine. Other people can do that. You know what I mean?
No, I get that. Like, I mean, you can do it. It just. Nah, I think. But again, nobody cared about that. It was just the
the Muhammad stuff or the fucking
the religion stuff. Yeah. And again, I can see the point. It is a valid point, because RTE are trying to be kind of funny and edgy, but it's like the safety. It's like they're being as safe as possible. They would never do that. And if we done this, if
Now
if I made that joke now, but switched God with Muhammad and fucking Mary with
you'd be cancelled.
Muhammad's 12-year-old fucking wife.
Yeah.
And then called him a paedophile. RT wouldn't even air it. And even if it was a funny joke, it was the exact same joke, but that...
No, not only would they not air it, Red, you'd probably be hate speech and they'd be coming at you, they'd be trying to shut you down. They'd take down this YouTube channel. You know what I mean? This is what you're up against. You can't play both sides.
This YouTube channel's gone anyway.
We've been hanging on for as long as possible, man. How about you?
Nah, I couldn't.
They come to me and tell me you're gone, you're gone.
I'll do it, man. I'll walk away.
I'll go down with you, Red. I'll go down with you. Gone to bitch you. Well, where's everyone going? Parlour and bitch you. You'll be on bitch you.
Yeah. We actually just have a Parlour account, actually.
Yeah, I'm bitch you.
More our elk over there, like people that aren't fucking PC.
I think we're fairly down the line. We're not too far.
Only because we're on YouTube.
That's
the thing, like.
What, you're telling me you'd be worse?
Yeah, I'm kind of like. I would. Like,
I didn't realise you were holding back, Red. I thought you were like.
Oh yeah, I'm only on 10%, man.
Say what you feel.
I'm only on 10%, like. Fucking...
Say what you feel, Tom. You know what I mean? Don't hold
but
back.
I do. I'm not joking, but I do say what I feel. I don't hold back because I know the thing about me is like I know, say my heart that I'm not a racist. I don't have any hatred for any race of people because of the race. My problem is that I'm actually about equality. You gone again?
No.
My thing is that I'm just for about equality. So it's like if I can get stick, you can get stick. If you can slag my God, I can slag your God. We don't have a God. But if you can slag the Irish God or the Christian God, we can slag the like that's my whole thing. Like I don't like well so that's my thing. Like that's why I'm saying this about these scumbags and the fucker that are protesting out there now. That's why I'm saying go down and butcher every one of them because like
no.
Because that's what they want to do. That's what they're trying to do. That's what they're attacking random people. So why can't they be attacked? That's what I'm saying. This is me point. Like, there's nothing to do with race. It's like if you're going around attacking a load of people, it's like when I see Antifa showing up in America. I'm praying the Proud Boys show up and slaughter them all because they're showing up and antagonising and assaulting people. So I love when I see the Proud Boys show up and batter them. It's great. I love it. And then you see and that's the same because that's what I'm saying. That's like, all right, look at walk away, don't kill each other. But you have that side, you have the Antifa sides, and they go, oh, these Proud Boys scumbags just showed up and start.
Nah, you showed to their rally. See these individuals, you know, when you get the snapshot of them, the mugshot and all, and you're looking at them going, this cunt, inbred, was breastfed by his mother till he was about 18, still sleeps in the bed with her. You know, like these are pure basement fucking dwellers. Like that's what these groups are attracting, these sort of weirdos. But I don't wish violence on anyone. Surely we're evolved enough at this stage in our fucking existence that we've seen enough of history. You know how this ends, this quest for socialism and this technocracy and medical fucking dictatorship. You know how this ends. We've seen the movie, we've read the book, you know what I mean? And people are just fucking waltzing straight into it. They're begging for it.
But that's what I'm saying. So that's why sometimes violence is the answer. Like, the diplomacy doesn't work when you're. That's the thing, because diplomacy doesn't work when. No, diplomacy
just go about their lives, you know.
Diplomacy doesn't work when the other side aren't being diplomatic.
Yeah, but again, when you say
you don't fight violence with diplomacy,
the lads who normally would have been out dealing with all this and all, like a lot of people are just sitting back going, man, I don't care. Have at it. Burn the world to the ground. Like, you're all retards. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, don't get me wrong. Look, I'm old now. Like, I wouldn't, like, do you know what I mean? Like, but the thing is, I've put my shift in. So that's what I'm saying to these other lads. Like, they're out there fucking.
As Kilter says to me all the time, he says, this isn't my war. Like, my war is fought. This is the youth.
That's what I'm saying. We've done that. We put our shift in, like. So, where are the younger lads nowadays that, you know, where are they?
They're all playing fucking player. They're all fucking cyber haze or whatever, cyber punk or whatever they're fucking playing now. You know what I mean? They're all sat in the gaff 5G to death, waiting to be hooked up to the machine.
And then putting fucking statuses up because their auntie got butchered. Their auntie got butchered, go down and butcher them. Walk into the middle of them. Take a stab.
No, they're putting statuses up that their granny, who was 98 years of age and had dementia, died, and it was Auntie Masker's fault. that we just didn't do fucking, so that was your fault that she died.
Yeah, that's saying we're in a hopeless fucking state at the minute.
Yeah.
Besides, I'm still carrying a bit of Christmas weight, so I'm not as not as nimble as I used to be with the old jabs.
The fucking Kieran fast hands isn't fucking.
No cardio. I'm no cardio B anymore. I'm more like cardio, like
cardiologist.
Cardio W up and around that end.
Is on fucking speed though.
But it's January and I have to lose a stone by the 1st of February.
Go out and throw it at someone.
That's gonna have a wank. I'll get rid of a good half stone. I've got these big balls, you see. Very big balls on you. Big balls. It's just like fire hose. Now, yeah, man, we're in dire straits at the minute. Like again, obviously, I wish everyone was peaceful. I think that's what I'm saying. Like, come over here, or if you're here, and like just join society. Like, nobody like is going to attack people. Just like again, because I think the whole Irish and racist thing, it's so minimal. Like the number of actual racists in Ireland is so minimal that it's insignificant. There's not enough black people here for long enough for it to be systemic racism that they're shouting about. Because there's no like laws put in to say that you know what I mean. We didn't need to kind of amend our constitution for fucking civil rights. Do you know what I mean? Like, because we didn't have that. That was never an issue in Ireland because black people never came over here because the weather's shy and. The weather's shy, to be honest with you. Like it's
pretty the welfare is good.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? And I know here's like...
Come here, you like, we're as close to it in white culture as you get to servitude and slavery and all, you know what I mean? The Irish culture, the Irish nation, you know what it's like. We've evolved to the point of, it's kind of, man, we've been down that road, we fought our wars, we've spilled, blood has been spilled on this land for a long time, and when it came down to it, some of us fought for our own freedom, and now we're kind of like live and let live sort of attitude. And
no, I'm that. I'm live and let live. But what I'm saying is, like, don't and what you don't understand as well is they're fueling the racists because. Like this guy was a refugee that came over, 36 previous convictions, and now everyone's saying is, if you're a refugee, you come over here after your first conviction, you get sent back home. Send them back home. That's where all the racists are coming out now and saying that. Like, and I'm even going in saying, like, I'm the racist, and I'm going in. And most of them are born here. This is the home. I'm the racist, and I'm defending them. Do you know what I mean? Saying,
like you're hearing the videos, and in every one of the videos, it's like, shut your mouth, you. We'll smash his up, his white cunts. Like it's Dublin accents, that Dublin lads. Like,
yeah, no, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. But even that,
to integrate everyone together, there needs to be like, and this is where I go back to this whole COVID shit, man. It's disenfranchised a generation of people. It's disenfranchised. It's segregated. It's separated. It's stopped.
Hey, go smash up the fucking doll. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're the ones doing it. Go! If you want to punch a fucking 62-year-old in the head, punch that cunt, breathe, whatever fucking name is.
It's misplaced aggression.
Yeah, that's it. But again, but that's the issue. It's misplaced. So what do you do that it's misplaced? You can't guide them over there because they're not going to listen. So it's like, right, well then they're going to have to fight back.
Anyway, let's move on to something else before the rage.
But can I just say, all right, just one last point as well, just to show that the whole race issue thing is an absolute load of bollocks, and all the white people that are shouting now racism, blah, blah, blah. When these videos are going up of them shouting, we hope you die, you white bastards, and shit, we're going to kill you, white bastards. All these people who are anti-racism, we're ready to come out and condemn this. They're not. So it's nothing to do with racism. It's virtue signaling. That's all it is. If it was anti-racism, like, you know what I mean? Because again, I'm the same. If like I seen that annoyed me. But if I seen white people saying it, the opposite, it would annoy me as well. Because I'm saying I'm about equality. I'm like none of us should be saying that sort of shit on either side. But if you're one of these far lefty fucking Paul Murphy wank faces, why is he not doing videos coming up and condemning the fact that they're shouting? Oh,
you there? Easy gun. I don't know if Red's gone or if I'm gone, but if you're still listening to me, disregard everything Red said. He hasn't got a fucking clue what he's talking about. Chap is a muppet. I don't stand behind anything he says. And yeah, bash everyone. Now we try and get Red back on there. Just for anyone out there still listening, if you're still here, I don't know if any of you seen your one Rue Coppinger's fucking comments where she basically said, despite having a knife, he was unarmed. I was just saying, Red, you dropped off there for a second, yeah?
Yeah.
So I was just saying the comment of 2020 has to go to Rue Coppinger, where she said, this, other than having a knife, he was unarmed. And that has to be...
Idiots.
That has to pretty much sum up how retarded 2020 has been.
And the thing is, if Donald Trump said that, they will be all fucking over it. This is what I'm saying. These far lefty pricks have no fucking morals and no principles whatsoever. Because I don't know if people seen that. Because I think Zoom is a load of bollocks and is stalled. But my point was, it pissed me off when I hear both sides of the argument saying white bastard and all that sort of shit. So Paul Murphy, the little prick-faced weasel, why isn't he coming out and condemning the white bastard comments? If he's truly anti-racist, he's not. They're all virtue signaling. They're all agenda pushing. None of them have any morals. None of them have any principles. None of them have any standing. That's why I see, like even the status that we were on the other day of a guy that we formerly were cool with.
I'm still cool with him.
Well, no, you know what I mean. Like, yeah, I'm probably not. I think he's gone way too far for me now to be fucking cool with him. But like, I just don't respect him anymore. Like, where's his status about all that shit? It's not. It's not to do with racism. Racism is not their issue, their problem. That's not. It's virtue signaling, and virtue signaling is one of the lowest forms of fucking of a characteristic.
I find it on Facebook a lot. People will just, they want to be the first, they want to be the loudest, and they want to score the most points. Like even me putting up my status, I nearly wasn't gonna bother because I'm like, I don't care. I don't like. Other than being bored and kind of looking for an argument was all I was really doing. I was hoping people tried to attack me on it because I knew they were wrong. But I wasn't looking to score points or be the best or fucking know them out. You know what I mean? It was kind of like these are all silly. They're going to turn a martyr out of this scumbag. He's nothing but a scumbag. Like. But then when you see other people trying to jump on and go, oh, the Garda were well out of order, it's like, man, I'd be 100% behind you under most circumstances, but this is not the one. Like, it's literally not the one. He's not the guy. He's not your martyr. He's not your hero. But
yeah, but I'm just looking at the chat here, and I'm getting spot on, Red. Couldn't agree more. Cheers, Theo.
Yeah, but Theo, he clearly doesn't know what he's talking about.
Theo has fantastic taste. Can I just say, seems like a great lad, and
you're just not explaining it properly. That's all. He's misinterpreting it.
Fucking
yeah. So like,
that's me done now. I'm happy enough with that.
This one, Red, you can't be wrong because the other side is so far off the mark. Like, literally anywhere else you fall in between on the spectrum, you're right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, anything else happening in the world worthy of chatting about? I don't know. I was kind of just focusing on it. I was going to just do like a BLM edition tonight. I was, to be honest with you. Like, I just fucking go to town with this. Because I've been memeing way throughout the whole thing. I haven't even usually I'll put up a status or two. But this one I'm just memeing because it's so fucking ridiculous. It's so ridiculous that I'm just fucking memes up about it. Like, did you see the Arnold Schwarzenegger one? Is great as well. Yeah. Get ready for it to go to Blanch shopping centre. It's a shout and a half, isn't it?
Yeah. And again, and then if you link this to the COVID shit, you get pulled over by a copper now. Where are you going? Oh, to a BLM protest. See you later. Just drive off. Because if they can do it, I can, like...
Well, Leo said it was all right.
It's him in. So it's balanced perfectly fine. It's in the within the guidelines.
He didn't condone it, so...
Yeah, COVID is so anti-racist that it will not be a super spreader when it comes to BLM. Like Paul Murphy and all that stuff, more than happy to criticise the fucking anti-lockdown guys calling them super spreaders. BLM, all of a sudden COVID is just like, look at, you know, COVID is clearly not a Donald Trump fan. It's just fucking ridiculous.
Poor old Trumpy. Poor old Trumpy. Is he gone? Is he gone yet?
He will be. Oh, do I actually have to pull you up on as well, actually? I meant, and this is well long overdue, I have to say. Like,
how about it?
Hillary Clinton
Yep.
This famous court case that was happening in September.
Yep.
Was I right?
What?
Come on. What was I saying about it? Absolutely fuck all is going to happen.
Well, she
And
got
you and
remanded.
Jeebus were on this whole QAnon thing saying, I'm fucking telling you, Red. QAnon says.
Yeah.
Just tell me I'm right, Tera. Just tell me I'm right.
Until fucking February or something, innit?
Exactly. But just tell me I'm right so I can lose that half a stone right now, live on cam.
The QAnon is, it certainly turned out to be fucking a lot of hot air, I think.
Of course it is.
Well, you have the 6th of January. If Biden gets in. But there's the other thing as well. You have all the fucking the Hunter Biden stuff. Where's all that gone?
Repressed.
You know, you have
repressed because it wasn't Donald Trump Jr.
Yeah, you know, there you go. So again, we're at war, but it's not my war.
But again, and it shows you again, it's why I always say to people, I'm not pro-Trump, I'm anti-Trump. Because all you anti-Trumpers out there, had this been Donald Trump Jr., all over it. All fucking over it. Because it's your side, let's just pretend that no morals and no fucking principles.
Imagine Baron Trump was a fucking crackhead, like. It'd be fucking field day, it would.
That's amazing. He's talking to fucking communist bleeding Chinese fucking yokes and the big man and all that stuff.
What do the newspapers do now when Trump's gone?
They let people go. I've seen an article about it already. The media are basically shitting themselves because they're basically saying that there's going to be mass layoffs now that their main talking point is gone.
Yeah.
And the thing is, they've even come out and said that they're not going to be as harsh on Biden.
Well, they can't be because they begged for him.
Yeah.
They begged for him. They fucking bent over backwards for him, knowing how corrupt he was and how much of a fucking criminal he is. You know what I mean?
He's a media stooge as well. He is like he's fucking. But again, because I know, and everyone that backed him and all, like I can't wait. I know the Donald Trump thing is still technically kind of going. I hope he doesn't do it. I want Biden to get in, and I want them to see what he's voting for. I mean, already, have you seen who he's brought in? Who he's bringing in? Heads of CEO, the CEOs of like tech companies, fucking Wall Street leading moguls, all the people. Yeah. Like remember the fucking the
Henry Kissingers and all this are all back in business.
Exactly. The people who, all you anti-Trumpers protested at the anti-Wall Street protest. What do they call it again? The Wall Street protest. The Occupy protest. You just voted that guy back in.
Mm.
The warmonger. The anti-war. We don't want any wars.
Oh, excuse me.
You just voted for more wars. You just voted for fucking more of the establishment. That's what you voted for, but at least it's not Donald Trump. Okay,
Biden
fine.
Is the fucking establishment all over? He's not this.
This is what I'm saying. They were anti-establishment.
They
were anti-establishment, and now they're all. They voted in. Voted in the establishment league.
I mean, Kamala Harris or whatever her name is, Kamala. Like she is nuts.
Yeah.
She's nuts. Like, wait. Look, you're gonna have every fucking news broadcast, every fucking press conference is going to be just a litany of grammatical and fucking speech errors and fucking misquotes and, you know what I mean? All this good, the 500 million people, you know what I mean? It's going to be just a shit show, a circus of nonsense.
But again, and the plus side, you with your whole kind of flower in the pistol kind of thing. One of the reasons again I want to see this is because I want to see the right wingers do what the lefties have been doing for the past 4 years. I want to see riots.
Cray.
I want riots. I want fucking people. I want people who voted for Biden attacked on the streets, some shot because that's what they've done. I want them to kind of. Because again, ultimately, it's like we don't like who you voted for, so therefore, for the next 4 years, we're going to make sure that there's absolutely no peace in his presidency. He looks so bad that he's gone.
Not my presidency, not my president.
No, but we're going to make it look so bad for him that it will justify. Like we're going to make that's going to say, dude, this is Trump's America. It was like,
well, here's the other thing.
No, but they're all saying, right, this is Trump's America, but it's all Democrats in Democrat cities. Democrats burning down Democrat cities, and they're saying this is Trump's America. So again, okay, this is Biden's America. Get the fucking rednecks and the right wingers to go out all these gun-toting slackjaw yokels and go out and just have at it.
Well, like you think about it, like for the first 3 years of Trump's presidency, he was dealing with a fake Russiagate hoax. You know what I mean? He was dealing with the media attacking him on the daily. Look at the scandal that Biden is going into office in. He is not going to last 6 months.
He can't even last a fucking sentence.
What?
He can't even last through a fucking sentence.
Oh no, that's
we're
for the scandals that are going to come out. Like the second he's inaugurated, is right. Every cunt who was supporting Trump is now going to be attacking every Hunter Biden fucking piece of evidence is going to
means nothing because the CNN and the New York Times is not. They're not going to cover it
because they're going to need something to write about.
No, but they won't though. That's the thing. They won't. They will not. I'm telling you, Tara, they won't.
There's still going to be enough of a furore from the other side that are going to say, "Not my president," and here's this scandal. And they're going to go after the voting, elections, fraud,
but they've been
whatever.
doing that and they're being laughed at. It's not being covered, not being taken serious. Do you know what the first year at least?
At the moment, Trump is still there. When Trump is gone and Biden's in, he's not going to get a second. He's going to be attacked from every angle.
No, he's not though. He's not because I tell you now, right? Mark your words, right? If when Biden gets in, right, for the first year, it's going to be the media going to talk about Donald Trump and how they're trying to arrest him. They're going to want Donald Trump arrested. That's what's going to be. So they continue to bait Trump for a good year until it kind of just dies afterwards. Because again, you have to realize they've backed Biden so much that they can't criticize him. They can't. I'm not saying he's done wrong already throughout it, and they never fucking mention them.
All the Trump supporters are going to be sat there going, right, he got in now. What are we going to do? And they're just going to go after him for everything. And everything is going to come to light and everything's going to be hyper-focused because at the moment it's still, will they, won't they, will they, won't they? But as soon as it's right...
And what will happen when they do that? Twitter will fucking block the stories. Yeah. Facebook will block the stories. CNN won't cover it. MSNBC won't cover it. All these far-left fucking Washington... all these...
To think that we have 4 more years of this world under these circumstances left would be fucking lunacy because... Wherever this world is heading, it's not down a fucking sensible path. It's not going to be the internet's going to be shut down. You know, everything's going to be locked out. Currency's going to be destroyed. Mass fucking wars. You know, God only knows where this is going. Vaccines. So you probably won't be able to log on to fucking Twitter unless you have a vaccine passport. So
that's what I mean. So they have it sewn up, and it's at the stage now where they're going to pack the court so that there won't be another fucking Republican president again.
Well, come here, the courts don't mean jack shit over there. It's money and power.
Well, the Constitution doesn't. The Constitution means fuck all.
It's just power and control.
The Constitution means absolutely nothing in America now.
Well, it's dead. So that's why you're at. You're going to have millions of people in America going, well, the Constitution doesn't mean shit. Well, then there ain't no America. Civil war. You know, that's what you could be looking at.
Well, I think it's heading that way. Towards civil war because that's the thing, you're going to just get a bunch of...
There is no middle ground for people. And even same with the scenario over here. There's no fucking let's meet and fucking dialogue. It's just both sides are so fucking entrenched in their own beliefs that the other side is so wrong and I'm so right. There's no fucking peace meeting. There's no meeting of the minds. There's nowhere that they can come together and in any sort of agreement and say, look, you know, I don't agree with you here, but we can agree on this. They're literally so far apart in their thinking that the only way it can be resolved is through war. That's certainly where it seems to be going in America. And, you know, I'd like to say get the popcorn out, it's going to be fun, but it's not going to be fun at all. It's going to be fucking troubling times for people.
America, yeah, but it's great TV.
Fucking if there's any TV left. You know, you're looking at movies and shit like that. Cinema's closed. You know, what's Hollywood doing? Is that on its deathbed? You know, like the world certainly doesn't look like it's going to be the same again. The things that used to be normal are fucking gone. You know?
Yeah, thank God I was never normal though, so I'll survive.
Like, you watch now, any media that comes out, any movies that come out are going to be so heavily fucking propagandized.
But they already are. For the past couple of years, they have been.
The average person's just going to go, do you know what, I've had enough. There's no enjoyment to be had in any of this, like, you know?
Yeah, because again, there's a pandering to the minority in the sense that, you see that there was a Tampax put out a tweet recently about, I think it was a Happy New Year tweet. And it was like, and remember, not only women bleed.
Yeah. What the fuck, like?
Like,
yeah.
I can never tell you, I'm going to tell you this now, right? 37 years old, never had a period. Never had a period.
You've been on your period.
I've had a shy wiped and seen blood, but that's just the old John Giles. That happens to everyone when you get to a certain age. Okay? But again, I wouldn't be. I'm 37.
Hey.
But I'm not going to. I'm not running out to get Tampax because I shit and there was a bit of blood in the jacks. I don't think that's what they meant. I think that they're coming out with a bit of science. Like, again, all these COVID believers are like, believe in the science. I'm like, okay, so men are men and women are women.
No, there's 100 genders. Believe the science, there's 100 genders.
Yeah, it's fucking mad. It's so crazy. It's
shout
so
out Dubzino as well, tuned in.
Dubzino, what's the crack, pal?
Bangers, galore.
Yeah, anyone that's watching, check out Dubzino. He's fucking whopper, really good. I tried to get him a battle, actually. Where's the end this? Did you grant the lads about that? Remember I was saying about getting onto the battles? I was trying to get him set up with the battle league. And lads from the battle leagues, if you're watching that, granted Dubzino, he's a fucking...
Dubzino, don't fucking bother with that bollocks. Stay away from them battles. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't listen to Red. Red doesn't know what he's talking about.
Listen to the most viewed battle rapper in Irish history. That's what I do.
Where's it got you talking about fucking hemorrhoids on a bleeding stupid podcast?
Actually gave me hemorrhoids, to be honest with you. So there you go, Dub. You want hemorrhoids battle? They're literally both connected. Like,
no, big shout out to Dubzino, man. Big fan. Big fan. Kelly's always fucking praising him as well. Like, he's put me onto him since day one. So shout out. I have to give a shout out MF Doom, man. Fucking
never liked him.
No,
again, R.I.P. I'm not saying because I don't like him, he deserves to die. R.I.P. But I'm saying, I never, I couldn't get on board with him at all. No, not at all. Like,
yeah, it was like the fact he's dead since the 31st of October, and you're only hearing about
it. How the fuck did that happen?
Just kept it quiet. It's the most MF Doom thing ever. You know what I mean?
Like, do you reckon how did he die?
Didn't say.
Yeah, because how could they have planned to not?
They just didn't release it. They kept it quiet.
Oh, the family did it.
Family kept it quiet. Yeah. So
I thought he was on some Machiavelli shit.
His missus put it out then for New Year's or whatever.
And was it COVID? Yeah.
No, well, come here.
It can't be. He wears a mask.
Hey.
Here for a while.
But I know you weren't a fan. Like, I wasn't a huge fan, but I liked a lot of what he done. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say. I tried to listen to one or two, like, throughout, and yeah, just I don't know, just wasn't for me.
He's a pioneer, though. You know what I mean? Like every now and again, we go and listen to the old EPMD albums and stuff like that. You know, the pioneers, the old school heads, like. They wouldn't be in my top bumping list, but they'd be in every now and again, you know what I mean? So every now and again, and even some of his newer stuff wasn't bad. I was listening to the last tune he put out before Christmas. It was on fucking it was on one of the updates for Grand Theft Auto. It's alright. It's not bad, you know what I mean? Listenable.
Yeah, no, again, I'm sure. Like, it's more of it's all subjective, isn't it? And it just wasn't.
Yeah.
Always worth for bumping for me, like, because even the I haven't listened to the last two Eminem albums either. Like, I don't like when I listen to the.
He's gone too woke. He's gone too woke. I'm not bothered. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's so sad because Mr. Don't Give a Fuck is now telling people to give a fuck about things he gives a fuck about, or else they shouldn't be his fans. It's so bad. Like, it's so fucking bad. Like, I used to revere Eminem, and now I'm like, it's all like I understand people grow up and mature and all. I get that, but he was so fucking, you know, my favorite color is red, like the bloodshed with Kurt Cobain's head when he shot himself dead. He didn't care about the Nirvana fans, the Kurt Cobain's family, you know, when he was saying that sort of shit. Fuck it, it's like, oh, fuck, I said I want, I could do what I want, and they fucking, hey, it's me, Versace. What, somebody shot me? Or what was it? What was that one? Stab you in the head, but you're a fag, a les, a pants, a drip. You know that one? Yeah. 8 fags, the answer is yes. This is the guy who's telling us now that, oh, we can't disagree with him on politics because then it makes us bad people. And do you know what I mean? Like, so it's now again, it's not the reason I don't listen to him anymore. It's part of it.
Again, it's get woke, go broke, isn't it? Now, in saying that, I did listen to a few tunes out now and like some of the bars are still.
He can still rap his ass off. Like that's what I'm saying. I mean, when I do pop back in.
I mean, the substance there's absolutely zero substance to anything he's doing. You know what I mean?
I just seen Dubzino posted again saying, "Bring back DFI." No, it's not worth the hassle. It's really not. Like again, you don't have to because Rapper Full is doing well. They're doing like what DFI had planned to do.
But there ain't nobody doing well at the moment. That's the problem. There's no one doing. There's nothing doing at the moment.
Well, COVID has fucked everything up. But before COVID, they were doing well, and listen, they were doing what we had planned to do with bringing the American guys over eventually. So they're doing that now. So get on it. Like it's going that way as opposed to that way. Whereas DFI.
No, mate. Just stay enjoying battles. Don't do battles. You're better off what you're doing. Stay where you is.
Don't listen to him. Like, I've done both. I've watched and I've partaken. And doing battles is one of the best buzzes you'll ever get. Like, it's fucking dope. Like, I love it. Like, I love doing it. Like, and I still toy with the idea at the very odd time of jumping back in the ring for one more. But then since kind of comes and hits me back, I was like, nah, man, fuck that shit. Like, you know what I mean? But no, it's like
that's just because you're running scared Bobby Rex. That's all that is.
I picked up the phone. Just like...
shout out. Is it Tony? What's his man's name? Tony Bourne, is it? When he gets
yeah, Tony, yeah.
Shout out. Good crack.
Yeah, he's just upset that I didn't diss him back. That's all it is.
But you did you not diss him back when you done the gym?
Yeah, that was separate. You done an actual full track on me then.
Yeah, but like you already how many times you have to respond to these stands, like? You know
I know. In fairness to the Bobby Rex thing, that was just a ploy to get me back to do the battle with him.
I know.
I understand and I respect the hustle. Like, didn't work.
I like Bobby.
And again, I think that's when I knew it was completely done forever because 3 or 4 years ago, I'd have been on to you saying, right, Tera, meet you down the studio, go on to Mahoney, need a beat, get this down here, have to respond to this fucker.
I'd have wrote all your bars for you.
As usual. But yeah, I just when I was just listening to it, like, I was nodding to it and I was like, it was dope. And we had 1 or 2 bars, I was like, oh, I'm a prick. But then afterwards, I felt no urge whatsoever to respond, like zero. And that's when you know it's over. Like when you're a rapper and someone dishes you, well, it was a good track. Like, you'd done a good job on it, and it was just like, don't care.
Yeah,
don't care. Like,
it's been years since I've had feelings, and now I don't even have the urge to respond. I get it, man. I get it. But yeah.
Would you do a drill track, Tera?
Drill. What's drill?
Yeah, the drill music. But like I think Dubzino would be kind of along that kind of. Or no, not Dubzino. Who am I thinking of? You know, on Ja 1.
I've heard some. Yeah, like I've heard some of the stuff they do. It's the beats they do it over. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is not. We think about it. We've done a fucking death metal track.
Yeah.
So you might as well do a drill track. And we never dropped that. Remember that? Don't waste my time.
Don't waste my time.
Yeah, it's a grime tune. Till I don't waste my time. Nah. Till I don't waste my time. Till I don't waste my time. Yeah. We done a track that I met you on Rob Kelly.
That sounds familiar. What?
Yeah. You had such a good bar in it. What's it? Keep talking here, they're all bro. Lazy skill style, a bear but tough flow. Love that. We actually do say that to yourself like in the shower and all that stuff.
What was it?
Keep talking here, they're all bro. Lazy skill style, a bear but tough flow.
Nice.
Such a good bar. Such a good bar. Like
that track sounds familiar, all right.
I actually have it on my phone. Just go up and check it. We do. I think just drop it. I know it's about 15 years too late, but I just throw it up because it is a dope little track. So anyone that's not it, that's doesn't know what we're talking about. There's a track that was big in the UK. I think it was a Grime track. Don't waste my time.
Yeah.
If you ain't fucking, you got to go. What? Don't waste my time. Yeah. So me, Rob Kelly, and Tera done a track to that. I never released it. But we should have, because it was a dope tune. Like.
Yeah, send that on to me because play it there. Fucking spin it for the folks.
Hold on a second.
Where else would they listen to it? Or send it to me. I'll see. Can I play it that people can hear it?
Where did I get to find the fucking music? There it is. Hold on a second, lads.
Remember that tune we done? Was it kind of a dance track over? Was your man Andy Skelton or something?
Break the place up. We don't give a fuck about you. Oh,
that was a tune. That was a tune. Whatever happened to that? And,
yeah, I don't know.
The funny thing is, there's fucking numerous ones. Did you send me that there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on, let's see. Can I email to myself or something?
I could have fucking emailed you actually. Yeah.
It's just
WhatsApp.
Sure. Just seeing, can I play it over this that folks can listen to it?
Yeah, because it is a dope little tune. I would say just bleeding.
Throw it up.
Yeah.
What was I going to do?
Play.
Yeah, no, but just if I emailed myself, I might be able to play it on this. Share quality and play on me
phone. And Conan. See, I want your opinion on this, man. If you can get to play this.
Hold on. Better listen to myself.
And just saying, Steve O'Connor posted the world needs at least one more rep. Do you know what? I was pissed off with my definition battle. That me performance, because I think I fucked up the last I think I fucked up the last half of me bleeding me round or something like that. He beat me fair and square. He would have beat me anyway. But I did have a decent finish as well, and just forgot all about it because that was a stressful day, man. But the event change and the venue change and all that stuff.
Change, yeah, that was bollocks, man.
Yeah, and usually what I do is I go first, and then I host and run the events. But that day I was running the event and I had to go last. So it's cunty because you're sitting there and you're like all the lads are walking around. You're sitting going over the bars in the head, and you're holding or watching the battle or checking the doors or fucking talking to the manager that's giving out about some dickhead being drunk. So I never had time to go over my bars. So that's why I used to go on first just to get it out of the way, and then I was grand. But the definition battle, I went last, and but that time I was fucking just bollocks. My brain was mushed and kind of forgot. So I was pissed off. I'm not happy with how I finished battling, but also I think I'll get over it. Like, can you get that working there?
Yeah, I'm just going to share this here, and just I suppose the heads will have to tell me if they can hear it or not. You hear this, Red?
Quite low. You can hear it though. It's quite low.
I don't know if everyone else can hear it. Can everyone else hear it, or can anyone else hear it? No. But I suppose someone write back to me if you can hear it or not. I suppose just play it.
No, it's all very monstery. Hold on a second. Probably better to hear it better this way. Look at this. You hear that? Can you hear it? Tera.
If she ain't, cause she got to go. Tell her don't waste my time. Police will stop me, search my clothes. Word. Tell him don't waste my time.
But Rob's not here, so I'll fast forward his verse because you might in months.
Tell him don't waste my time.
Put her in the kitchen, we can start looking at your boredom. Cause you don't even need to start talking. Start looking at your boredom. This war cause she starts stroking. Stay big like a large woman. Drop a track, keep the charge buzzing. To put her in the kitchen, we can start cooking. Up the freshest rhymes in the bar's oven. Throw a rest in peace out the market. Start looking bar for bar, judging cars to start humming cigars, guitars strumming. I just wanna see you on the floor banging. Keep the fans coming like an orgasm. Hear the air horns like war cannon. See, you know the rappers getting on board with more talent. Keep talking, head it all broke. Lazy skill style, the favorite top flow. I don't need help to breaking, man. I shut the shit down like health and safety. What? Tell these rap nerds don't waste my time.
Remember that?
Ask him why he's the guy with the weird accent trying to make some grime. I'll have him thinking I'm a rap god. The flow is nice, see the backlog. Now we're stretching out the lead like attack dogs. So on a track, nod cold when I rap cause red, man. Got him saying, like Black Rob. Leave you shocked and surprised. Sleepy shimmy style got you pop in your eyes when I rock mics. I got a rock in the sky is not famous. Nope, just a popular guy. So I'll double stars on the street till the break. Stay chill and stay starved for the feast. Going hard on the beast. Now I'm carving the beast. Why? Cause they say you are what you eat. Spitting bars and tell them I'm with the sacks in your boots. Getting charmed, we grab them until the tarmac at them. I swear we tag them madams and then we fuck them doggy style but we're barking at them. So don't waste my time. Gotta lace my rhymes while the baseline winds. Got a grey mind face trying to take my shine. End up face down by the wayside. Die.
She got to go. Tell her don't waste my time.
That was a chill one.
And I like normally when you hear it, you're like, oh shit, yeah, I remember that. I have zero recollection of that. I remember the hook and all, but geez, the bars.
What's the crack, Neil? Welcome to the show.
Who, what, when, where, and how?
Another guy called Neil, come on. Yeah, we throw that track up actually. Just what I was thinking about there, just came up with
Yeah, if I find it, I'll give it a quick mix and throw it up, yeah. I'm about halfway through the Class A one, so that'll be going out probably the end of this month, maybe next month. So,
oh yeah, I actually have to get to the same with that as well.
All right, I will.
But come there.
Don't waste my time.
That's the boy, it's the guy with the weird accent trying to make some grime.
The amount of fucking yeah. Every time I turn on that computer, I just find new tunes on it that fucking never released.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? Because even somebody got to me actually, I think it was on Instagram. About the release that we just done, and I was like, "Nah, man, they're old verses." Because he was like, "Oh, you're back rapping," and I was like, "Nah, man, they're verses like we've got so many fucking tracks in the bleeding in the vault and verses and fucking half finished stuff and all that can be still going to push today, like so. Yeah, it's mad. So yeah, I'm like Tupac. I'm gonna die and still release more fucking albums than half these Irish rappers. Like,
man, hurry up, will you, before I release everything?
Yeah, no, I'm actually really ruining the buzz out there.
That metal track went down pretty well now. The amount of people that had hit me up about that.
Yeah, I actually let a death metal lad I know listen to it, and he told me he was pleasantly surprised. Like,
yeah,
and he actually says he preferred us more than the beat.
Well, it was in fairness to the Dead label heads. It was made.
Oh no, he's not going to say he's now a fan of them as well because he went to check them out. So they gained a fan.
Yeah.
He was just saying just on that.
Well, that was literally the point I was going to make, was don't judge them on that track because that was made to sue us. Like, we approached them with the hook and the idea, and they came back with that beat for us. You know what I mean? But
the original, because it was actually a second beat that they gave us, the original beat that I preferred personally. But obviously they had to go off and use it or something else, like. Huh?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I remember he took that beat and used it for something else. Yeah. But to be honest, man, that's probably one of me little regrets that we never got to do. Was at that time when that was
or a video.
Doing that video, and there was talk of even going and doing it live with them at death metal shows and shit like that.
Imagine that.
They were getting booked all over like Croatia and shit like that for fucking. I'd have easily gone over there and fucking perform. You know what I mean?
Imagine walking over there. Imagine me walking out on the stage with a load of death metal heads. Yeah. I just abuse them all. Like, I'm a cunt. Like, I just don't see the danger. I'm a retard. Like, I always just think everyone's just going to like think I'm funny. Like, the amount of the gigs that we've done where I just got on stage and just abuse the crowd. Like, oh, I'm a retard. It's probably a good thing I retired.
Lot of death threats. I'm not gonna lie.
I have got a lot of theirs. They're just selective.
Travel thinking, is this going to be the one that gets me because of red?
Yeah. They'll guard and I'll just still knock in just to make sure that none of them are being followed through. Yeah, I've got a lot of death threats for a rapper.
I've travelled to London with you and all on you know, pretty much on the pretense that we may not be coming back from this just so you can do a battle rap.
Dedication. I mean, and it also shows that I'm a double-hard bastard as well.
No, but I don't think I get the respect I deserve for that. You know what I mean? Because I put my life on the line.
That's true.
Ride or die.
And let's be honest with you, Tera, most likely I would have just held you in front
do
of
some
me.
horse jokes in the flesh. You know what I mean? Put my life on the line for this shit.
Yeah, that was the Chronicle thing was so funny though, because remember it was a grudge match, and I wasn't told it was a grudge match. I showed him flinging horse jokes at the cunt. He was really angry at me, and I'm just sitting there flinging horse jokes at the cunt. Like, I'm saying, had I known it was a grudge match, I would have still done the same thing.
Yeah, I remember Orr throwing it up then for the video grudge match, and it was like two was sitting there going, grudge match? What grudge?
Yeah. Although Chronicle was a fucking absolute waste man though as well. Like, he's one of those people that, like, you know, when you watch a battle and you're like, he's a wanker. He's actually a wanker off camera as well. Like, he's a proper bell end.
Was that the one where we were chilling with Ed Sheeran? Was that battle? Or was it Tricky P, was it?
I think that was Tricky P.
Was Tricky P, what's his name? Disaster was there, wasn't he, for that one?
Yeah. That was mad, him knowing me and Soul Can as well. I used to be a big fanboy of Soul Can, and I walked up to him. I still remember this. I was like, all right, man, what's the crack with you? My name's Reds, I'm a big fan. He's like, I know who you are. I watched your bands. I've unfriended him since he went fucking full Southcliffe though, but like, back then it was kind of disaster as well. That was mad. But yeah, we got a question. What do you think of the scene right now?
Where are you getting questions from?
From the live chat. The scene is still shit. The Irish hip hop, the problem with Irish hip hop scene is it's a circle jerk. And it always has been and it always will be. You're going to get people that will share shit music because they're friends or because that person will share their music. And if you don't share somebody's music, they're not going to share your music. Doesn't matter how good it is, they won't share it and then still talk about how they want the scene to get better. The scenes ain't going to get better when you're sharing music from your mate who sounds like he's rapping through a fucking cone in a wind tunnel. Do you know what I mean? Like, so that's the problem with Irish hip hop. It's always been the same. Always been the same like that. Like, it's cliquish. It's way too cliquish. It always has been.
Let's be honest, we were fucking hated though. I think that's why we kind of probably had some of the longevity that we did, because we weren't cliquish. We were hated by everyone, and that kind of
it gave us a bit of a steamroll. The thing about us, the thing about Class A's was we were most liked by people not involved in the scene. That's where all our views came from. Whereas all the people in the scene, they don't get views because it's only them watching their own. It's a circle jerk. Whereas we didn't have anyone in the scene really supporting us. It was people. It was all like, if you look at our demographics from the YouTube thing, it was all America, Germany, fucking UK. You know, like all that. They were kind of, most of our listeners were coming from them sort of fucking areas, and mostly not Ireland. So, but yeah, no, the same. Like, it's so frustrating because Irish hip hop has a lot of talent. There's a lot of dope rappers out there, but again, the scene is what's actually holding a lot of these rappers. This whole like, oh, just do it for this. Fuck the scene. Do it for you. Do what's right for you and your music, and you'll do a lot better than.
It seems the same. You see cycles of the same frustration where lads hit the ceiling very quickly in Ireland. They're that good, and the music is that good very quickly. And they reach the ceiling, they reach the top of what Ireland has to offer. And because they get zero support mainstream-wise, no radio plays, there's really nowhere else to go. You've hit your peak. Like, how big a gig can you play in Ireland? Right, you might get the support and artists coming over. When you've done that a couple of times, well then, what's it, trying to maybe sell out the 3 Arena or something like that? You get someone like Versatile might do that, but where do they go from there? Like, what do they do after that?
He got cancelled.
Cancelled, right, fair enough, but where do you go from there to keep progressing? Do you try and, like, the original Real Boys, they were touring with the script and stuff like that. Then where do you go? Where's your ceiling? You've hit it. You've already peaked. You've got to the top of the mountain in Ireland. You're not going to get the support over here. There isn't the fan base. There isn't the
there's more fucking rappers than fans in Irish hip hop at the minute.
But even if the whole fan base, if all music listeners in Ireland got behind someone, you'd have some chance. You might then get the break and try and go to the UK and go to America, but there is no outlet for hip hop. They don't want to listen to it in the UK. They don't want to listen to it in America. There isn't, you know what I mean? It's like,
but what I always thought was, right, what should have happened in Irish rap? No, it's an unpopular opinion. But I'm an unpopular guy, so I don't give a fuck. Like, it was like, instead of having 7,000 Irish rappers and a scene, just pick the 4 best acts and everyone get behind them. Because that's what happened. I noticed that a lot, that we had people getting on to us saying, oh man, love the track, download the new album, love it, just bought the new CD, love it, bought this. And then it went from, can you give me advice on my jokes? And then you notice they're not liking and sharing your music anymore because they're now rappers. Not only they're rappers, they're now your equal. So it's like, right, Red, like I rap now, so therefore will you do a track with me? And I'm like, no. Hello. Just buy me music and shut up, like, and support us because we're all
that's where the internet brought it, you know what I mean? And that's where, you know, that's essentially how we got to make music, because we didn't say get an opportunity like, for instance, Scare the Era. A few other acts got label pushed behind them, access to studios and stuff like that. We were only as successful as we were because we made it for ourselves.
Yeah, we didn't wear out all that sort of shit. Like.
We produced our own music. We put on our own events. That was it. If we didn't do that, like, think of the amount of lads that you do know. Like, say lads like Sion and all, love him to death. But when we were helping him, he was active. When we stopped, he had nowhere to go. I don't know where he records now. I think he does it with Funzo or the lads. Now you're starting to see music again because they're starting to realise, right, I'm going to have to self-produce if I want to be active. So we solved that puzzle from jump. But that was the internet. That was the access. Lads, if they figured it out for themselves, they could go and do it themselves. But a lot of what happened in Ireland was lads wanted to be rappers, didn't know how to figure it out for themselves, and wanted you to do everything for them. Mm-hmm. So that was the problem in Ireland, you know what I mean? But music is so diverse now anyway. But the problem with the scene in Ireland fundamentally is the Irish won't get behind it. So that's the problem with the scene in Ireland. And that's why it won't ever progress.
Yeah, there's still points there.
Better off now than it was a decade ago. So
yeah. No, it's actually, it's lower, it's lesser.
But it's not
bar the versatile thing. Because no, there wasn't a versatile when we were growing up. We were the versatile.
There's a few lads, like the likes of Dubzino and a few of the drill lads, they're getting serious views, like, and no plays on radio.
No. But again, you can make the likes of Dubzino, he can make a living off this without the radio play. That's the thing, you can do it independent now. Back when we did it, because social media wasn't as big even. Like, as they just touch on that. So Dubzino says, I think if Instagram was out when news came out, you would have popped off. And that's
maybe, but then there was Bebo and MySpace back then, you know what I mean?
The Bebo is what got me going. Bebo, like, be someone was definitely on your Bebo box.
Man, you listen to Paddy
Hewlin.
Well, you listen to Paddy Hewlin talk about he had Sin City on his Bebo back in the day. Like, everyone did, you know what I mean? It was when Bebo went, it fucked us over. You know? Yeah, no,
that's it. Yeah, the social media wasn't as big back then.
No, like lads are getting the followings. They're starting to suss out that they don't need the mainstream media to get their views, and that's not what they're pushing towards. So that's a good thing. That's where the scene will progress then.
Yeah.
Take the mainstream out, because as we know, you see with Mav and people like that, they had to leave Ireland, go and do their thing, and then they were fucking brought back as, we always supported you. No, you didn't. You jumped on the bandwagon once it was cool in the UK, then it was cool here. So
you have to make it to make it.
Yeah, you might find lads over here have to bypass that completely and then circle back to it when they're willing to jump on board.
There's another comment there, Neil. I spent years trying to change people's opinion on Irish rap, and it's a losing battle. Even mates that like rap there hate their own Irish accent on a track, and that's fair because it is subjective. Like, it's an acquired taste. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't like listening to anyone outside of Dublin really rapping. Like, you know, I just don't think it sounds good. Northern Ireland rappers and all that stuff. Like, I don't think it's good. I don't like listening to it. Accents are, and same with the UK. There's a lot of UK stuff. Listen to you know, some of the, like, there's a man dialect. Like, he's good at what he does, but his accent just sounds horrible to me on a track. Like, so I understand.
I used to love G-Force's accent. Thought it was deadly.
But he was slightly more neutral when he rapped though. When he talked, he was a proper Nordy, but on his tracks he was a bit more neutral, I think. But again, it's all subjective. Like, so I'm not again because again, like my mates didn't listen to me, didn't support me at all, didn't push it on them. You know what I mean? Like, but again, they're like Irish rap, and I'm like, yeah, I know Irish rap. It is weird. Well, what I have to find, I find this funny about Irish rappers, the purists. Now, it's mostly the lads that were around the time that we were kicking off and before. These kind of like, like for instance, your man Mick from Scary Area was at Don't Flop Cork, I think it was, and sat in the back. And I went around to them, I was like, man, still do this fucking battle event. No, I'm not into that. I prefer the old school, like, this kind of hip hop purist shit. And I'm like, you can't be a hip hop purist and be
what did they used to call it? Remember they had their little secret forum or whatever?
Yeah, and then I called Ray around and he bitched out.
They used to call the DFI something, didn't they? Like fucking, what did they call it? They had a word for it. Ah, fuck. It was like Eurostar or something like what, but it was that sort of the derogative term towards it, you know what I mean? But it was all the old school heads, like they hated it. But it's progress, isn't it?
No, that's what I was laughing at him. I was saying, like, man, you're from fucking Wexford.
Mick was up.
No, Mick was sound. Like, I'm just saying, I wasn't. I'm like,
and all the crack we had of him.
That's what I mean. I'm not attacking the guy, but I'm saying it's that purist attitude. And I'm like, if you were really that much,
you know what I mean?
If you were that much of a purist, you wouldn't be making hip hop music. You just listen to it.
Man, I'd be a purist now, where I'm like, I don't like this new stuff and that. You know what I mean?
But again, that's about taste. You know what I mean? That's the thing about taste. But the way that they were kind of putting about the DFI battles and stuff,
it's kind of snobbery, like. But
yeah, and that's like, well, if you're going to be a purist about hip hop, saying, "Oh, this is the original format," and "Oh, this is what it is," like, well, then don't rap. The Americans.
I got nothing but grief off cunts who just wanted me to do the dark half, the DHT stuff, and once I got into the Class A stuff, hated me. You know what I mean? Told me that. Hate the Class A. When you do your own stuff, I like it, but the Class A stuff is dirt. It's like people, they're into what you're into, you know what I mean? For me, I found making the music was like, I don't want to make somber, dark, fucking conspiracy music all the time.
Because it's easy.
But like,
it's easy to do.
I like to do other stuff, and as well, you like to challenge yourself as an artist. You hear a beat and you're like, death metal, hell yeah, let's see what we can pull out of this, you know what I mean? Like, so.
Yeah, that's it. Like, I always like, because even if you listen to Dub Life, because again, I never got shit over it, because if you listen to Dub Life, I had every sort of track on that album. I had to get highs, had the Life Has Changed, had to get in the itches. So I done the kind of the comedy bars, the what's it called, Undone, was just the 4 minutes of me just throwing punchlines. So I kind of covered it all, and that's how I kind of set out to. So with the Class A's was right on my comfort zone, because I'm more about going, oh, here, let's do a pop song.
It was definitely outside my comfort zone. That wasn't the style of music I
wanted. I just still smoke me in every track, you little prick.
But like, you coming up against Newey, who'd fucking like, a smooth, let's chat about boards on this, and I'll be like, right, you're gonna have to match Newey here, and he's already bodied this fucking track already. Like, what?
I realised from like the drink money that I wasn't on a match you cunts. So it was just my job was just dumbing it down for people. He used to be doing the tracks and I go, and here's Red's verse explaining what the track is about, sort of thing. Like, just, but yeah, who would you like to see collab in Ireland, old school and new school? I reckon him and Rob Kelly do a good track.
I could see that happening anyway. I don't see any reason why that wouldn't happen.
Also, I think, now this is not old school and new school, but it's Dubzino and Ja 1 should do a track together as well. And
you know what? I'd like to hear Newey on that with them as well. I'd certainly like to hear Ja 1 and Newey on a track. Just think that he's, for me, he's the new version of Newey style, you know what I mean? From what I've heard.
No, because he's more grimy, kind of, where Newey was more hip hop. So I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, no, Ja 1 and Dubzino would be dope, and Dubzino and Kells would be a dope track. I'm trying to think of who else. Who would do well with Jambo? Who's out there that's kind of doing that sort of stuff? Actually, I can see his face. I just can't think of his fucking name. I don't know, but that guy and Jambo should do a track together. I'd be in bed tonight. I'd be in bed tonight. Wake up at 4:30. I'll just shout your man's name out. Like, but yeah, I can't think.
Comments later. I'd like to hear Jamie with a few old school heads as well.
Jamie smoked them all. He would.
That's it.
Jamie is so fucking good. Like, he's such a good way with words. Like, and again with Jamie, I don't get 95% of his punchlines, but I know he knows what he's talking about because he does all these kind of like.
There's levels to the game, you know what I mean? Like, you can imagine how I felt. See that Vigilantes track? Like, remember that was just a Johnny Storm fucking verse.
Yeah,
I should probably say this. We get Jamie on at some stage to chat about it anyway. But like, I remember that beat sitting there, and I remember his verse there, and me and you spinning it and going, "Hate to be the cunt that has to jump on that." This guy, fucking retard.
Yeah, man, you know well though. In fairness, in fact, my brother, who doesn't really like Irish rap, got on and he was saying that you're like, and I'd say the best thing of the whole album is your finish on that verse, like, well, yeah, pox bottles. It's so good. Like
that's one of those just happened in the moment. You know what I mean? As you're recording it, like, you know what you do. You just leave it there. It probably didn't time up right or whatever, but it just got left.
No, I did. Actually, sound rapid.
The Darko fella is a force to be reckoned with.
He's so good. He's so fucking good. So, yeah.
Like,
just,
what we put out there isn't, there's stuff there in the pipeline that's.
Yeah, that's in that Vigilante is kind of just tracks that are kind of meshed together to put something out.
Yeah, it was just pick 5 or 6 tracks just to put a little project out, get something out for this year. But look, we can get into that. We can chat about that. We get them on and we can chat about all that. But I would like to see, is there anyone I'd like to see him old school though do a track with? Has to be someone out there.
No, his style is so new that I don't think there's anyone really that would be able to kind of that would match or that would sit with him. You're actually the closest person.
No, I won't bring it up. I'll wait till he's on.
Nah, bring it up, fuck him, because if he never gets on, we'll never hear it.
It's just how we kind of how we fucking ended up out. Like, you remember he'd hit me up to do a verse for him, and you and Kelly were in the studio, and I was playing you.
Halfway through the verse, get him down. I was
playing you my verse. I wasn't even thinking about him. It was like, lads, check out this verse I'm doing for this lad. And halfway through his verse, you're like, who the fuck is that guy? I'm like, some lad. Like, what you mean? My verse isn't on yet. Like, what is he even talking for yet? Wait till my verse gets on.
Get him down.
Get him down here now. And it was like I suppose he's all right or whatever, but whatever. It's just a verse from him. Get him down here, record that, and I'm like, yeah. Like, I literally wouldn't have batted an eyelid at it. It was you and Kelly.
Yeah, no, it was fucking. I have a great ear for music. What can I say?
But it was kind of after it was like, yeah, that actually was quite a dope verse. But in the moment, it was only like, I need to get this verse done for this guy. I said I'd do it. What do you think of me verse like? But yeah, I'd say we can probably wrap it up there.
Yeah, actually, it is getting a bit late.
And Nelson, new music video for 2021. New music videos. The problem is trying to pick one.
Just trying to find a wide screen because you're socially distanced. You need a bigger camera.
Trying to fit into the fucking thing again. No, it's a combination of a couple of things. It's trying to find time and then trying to find the right sort of tune to try and promote and all. When what's the purpose of putting out music now? For me, it's just put the music out, let people hear it. I'm not looking to fucking promote, get on radio, do shows.
That's what I mean. Right now, it would be an absolute. Like, I would, especially for me, like, if we blew up, I would be cancelled before we even got to on the way to the radio station. Like, here, look around, they're checking out this. You're not allowed on here. Like, so, yeah, the whole kind of becoming famous thing.
What we put out, I've had a few people hit me up, interviews. You want to jump on this show, that show? And it's like, nah, man.
I'd do it.
Good. Nah, find time. Where to find time to fucking? With like, it's been 4 weeks since we've been able to sit down and do one of these podcasts, like, and this is scheduled.
That's true. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, where would I find it? No, that's the honest truth. It's like, if it was something that was literally, yeah, all right, I have a bit of time, I go and do it. But there was a few people did hit me up and I was like, nah, whatever. Play the tune, don't play the tune, whatever. You know what I mean? So, in terms of doing videos now, yeah, I'd be into doing a couple of videos maybe in the new year, but it's about, can we find the time? Can we find the right one? Does it make sense? And is it going to be fun? Because
Brad's not going to be there. So
that'd be the only reason for doing it would be for the crack, because the banter you have while making videos is what makes it, you know what I mean? So if it's going to be stressful, time consuming, awkward, hard to organise, all those things are just going to be like,
That's how it is with DFI. People keep saying bring back DFI, and I'm like, do you know how much effort goes into that? Like,
it's just the truth, you know what I mean? It's just the truth at the moment. Other interests, other avenues of exploring, of creativity and stuff like that. So I still love music. I still love everything about it and the banter and all. So if it's good crack and it makes sense and you get an opportunity to do it, I'll do it. But yeah, other than that, I don't know. Let these young lads make the, I'm enjoying watching Dubzino's videos, you know what I mean? I'm seeing them doing levels above what we were doing and going fair play, you know what I mean? Have at it. The baton, the torch has been passed, like, go do it, boys, you know what I mean? Literally, we've so much music there, and I enjoy making new music. I'll keep doing that. That's my comfort zone. I'm all over that at the moment. But beyond that, it's kind of like,
yeah. Because even back then when we did it as well, we did it with the goal and purpose to kind of make something of it.
Yeah.
Now that's kind of past now, so it's just like, it's just a redundant.
What are you going to twice me with? I'll spin your tune on my radio show. Cool. Have at it. I'm not even going to bother tuning in. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like that, and that's not a bad way. There are lads I will support that. I'll pop the music out there exclusively and I'll support what they're doing. But other than that, don't care what if RTE or fucking FM 104 or something are going to spin the tune. So what? You want to come in for an interview? No, not really. Like, what am I going to go in and promote? You know what I mean? So, new album out, what's the plan for it? Nothing. Play it, you know what I mean? We'll drop the next one soon enough and we'll do
Although I do think we should get another Tera Jones back as well.
Yeah, we are up for that. That's what I'm saying. If it makes sense or if it's fun or if it's something that we can use to promote what we're doing here, or, you know what I mean? Something along them lines, absolutely, I'm all for it, but for the sake of it, nah. You know what I mean? Put all that work in and you still only get the views you get anyway, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Because even then, like, I even had somebody say to me the other day about, like, oh man, you aren't getting the views you used to get. And I was like, but we're not promoting the way we used to. Literally, we'll get you out, we put it up. Put it up once and walked away. Even these podcasts. People, because one of the lad I know is like, listen to all the podcasts, like, it's like you should be getting a lot more views. I'm like, we literally record it, put it onto Facebook, maybe Twitter, and then walk away. Like, so we're not trying to, like, we're not putting hashtags and
these. Like, these are going to progress because we're walking towards start getting it on Spotify, start putting it up on other places. But as regards promotion, like, unless we're getting sponsorship and shit like that, you know what I mean? It's like, we just do more of them and keep doing them, whatever, you know what I mean? And with the music, like, we've never really promoted the music anyway. Like, it still gets, like, people see how many hits it gets on fucking, on YouTube, like, that's not where we pull our money from. You know what I mean? Still, our quarterlies for the last fucking 4 quarters of last year have been better than they were the year before. And we put out no music last year, you know what I mean? So, like, we're clued into avenues of making money from music that aren't, like, you get less from the, getting 20,000, 30,000 views on YouTube than you do from the other areas, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So you're not seeing it, but so look, everything is fucking image and views, isn't it? But what we have, the foundation we put in place, it's reaping benefits now from years of hard work. That now it's just, it's more in a best interest just to have music out there. keep putting out new music. Don't even have to promote it. Once it's out there, it's earning money. It's doing what we wanted to do. You know what I mean? So, like, it makes no difference if I go spending 20 hours making a video, or if I make a picture video and put it up. Like, there's no difference. You know what I mean? When in terms of collecting royalties and stuff like that, it earns either way. So, anyway, gonna fucking leave it at that. It's been a pleasure.
We're making money every week. Getting back into this rapping shit, man. To turn them down tomorrow.
There's dollar there, you know what I mean? I was gonna stick it into an old cryptocurrency or something.
Yeah.
I like that, yeah. It's fucking, if you're smart about it, there's money to be made in music, but most people aren't smart enough. So the game's to be told, or sold and not told, as they say.
True, as Snoop says. But yeah, we'll leave it at that because this is a 2-hour chat, I think.
Well, first of the new year.
That's right, we did it. We had 4 weeks, we like 4 weeks or something to catch up on. Like,
it's just the footy chats. The footy is the easiest. Do you know what I mean? There's footy on every fucking week. Like, it's loads to talk about. This shit, you have to start getting into politics. Like, you have to read up on the news and what's happening and all. You know what I mean? Have to know shit.
Yeah, knowing things is hard. But yeah, no, yeah, I think we better leg it. I'm gonna make a split and go to bed.
Right. Yeah, fair play to everyone tuning in. As per
cheers to the lads from the chats and all that stuff and all the questions. Dubs
we'll probably get another one in next week or something. So
we probably get Jamie on next week.
You what?
Get Jamie on next week.
Yeah, I'll say it to him. Yeah, it only fell out because it fell through because it was literally Christmas week, and every night we tried to do it was like a few drinks or fucking going out shopping or what, you know what I mean? Whatever. We're in lockdown for the next 4 or 5 weeks, so nothing else to fucking do.
3 podcasts a day.
Aye. We nearly wish they'd fucking, if they actually locked down enough that I didn't have to walk, it'd be grand.
I know, I'd go at my fucking head, man.
No, I mean, for doing this, but in terms of fucking, I'm just as busy as I've always been, and I've no pleasure. You can't go and do it. There's no gym, there's no footy, there's no fucking anything, you know what I mean? But look, we fucking get back into this again, so I'm going to cut it off there. Peace.
Cheers, lads.